kalupaan. Unang kalupaan. Pasulong. Kalipunan, pasulong.
The 1st Brigade is headed by Brigadier General Fernando G. Ventura with his staff, Lieutenant Colonels Jefferson Guerra, Bindo Perez, Jocelyn Tioaken, Commanders Jordan Ruazol and Raymond Retaga.
Following is a contingent from the Philippine Army represented by the Security and Escort Battalion under Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Mamuya. His staff, Lieutenant Colonel Wilbert Basquinas, Majors Fabian Rane Jr., Ron Michael Soriao, and Joel Calusing. The Army has been a beacon of hope and progress. It has contributed to strengthening Filipino institutions, communities, and individuals by advocating for personal governance and by rebuilding itself into an organization loved by the people.
Next, we have the contingents from the Philippine Navy, headed by Commander Ronaldo Soriano. With his staff, Lieutenant Commanders Ronnie Acevedo, Jero Edgar Ilustre, Herbert Palacio, and Noel Braga. The Philippine Navy is the protectors of the Philippine seas in the first line of defense to uphold the territorial integrity.
Following next, we have the Philippine Air Force led by Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Carlo Porras. His staff, Majors Ramon Christopher Engay, Manolin Collado, Arvin Macalintal, and Elpidio Salinas. The Philippine Air Force is tagged as the Angel of Mercy and the Guardian of the Philippine skies, primarily tasked to secure our country's airspace as a forward defense shield.
Parading next are the contingents from the prestigious Philippine Military Academy, the Cadet Corps of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, led by Cadet First Class Emmanuel Kibal with his staff, Cadet First Class Lance Reyeg, Robert Dave Incal, Andre Josh Romero, Roy Angelo Valmonte, and Rep. Christian Rico Franco. Ladies and gentlemen, these young male and female cadets are the future leaders of the armed forces of the Philippines from the different regions of the archipelago. They are trained and guided by the tradition of excellence, espousing the values of courage, integrity, and loyalty.
The audience is requested to rise for the passing of the national colors. Thank you. Please be seated. Following is the AFP massed colors consist of the Major Service Commands, Unified Commands, and the AFP-wide Service Support Units.
The 2nd Brigade is under the command of Brigadier General Gulliver L. Señeres with his staff, Lieutenant Colonels Emmanuel Adriano, Rodio Bultaki Jr., Carmelito Aquino Jr., John Paul Hakla, and Commander Ray Habonete.
1st Battalion comprised of the cadets from the Philippine Merchant Marine Academy, led by Neil Archie Hamchawan. His staff, James Peter Di Maiwat, John Walt Alam, Dave John Hamosa, Mark Benjoliban, and Jude Ryan Garcia. PMMA, the pioneer institution in Philippine maritime education.
Following next are the Special Operations Forces of the Philippine Army, led by Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Macatual with his staff, Majors Rex Larita, Artemio Sombre Jr., and Captains Christian Pescasio and Bongino Estrada. These units, the 1st Scout Ranger Regiment and the Special Forces Regiment Airborne, specialize in unconventional warfare.
This time we have the Special Operations Forces of the Philippine Navy headed by Commander Samson Servando, his staff, Major Romel Robles, Lieutenant Commanders Juan Tarosa and Marlon Andalio, and Major J. Jubilan. The contingent is comprised of the Naval Special Operations Command, Force Reconnaissance Group, and the Marine Battalion Landing Team, capable of conducting maritime special operations, counterterrorism, and other special operations.
Next is the 710th Special Operations Wing of the Philippine Air Force, led by Lieutenant Colonel Joseph A. Domingo. With his staff, Major Mark Anthony Cuevas, Captains Edzar Belier, Gilbert Maramag and Frederick Malacat Jr. The 7th and conduct special operations for defense of the Air Force bases and installations and perform other contingency operations.
We now have the motorized contingent, which showcases the assets being used in the internal security operations, territorial defense operations, and the anti-terrorism. Before us as the ASCOD 2 Sabra light tanks, a testament to international collaboration and unwavering resolve. This is not merely a machine. It's a symbol of strength, mobility, and unwavering firepower, ready to defend our nation's values on any battlefield.
ASCOD 2 Sabra light tank boasts a versatile 7-wheeled chassis that conquers any terrains. Its rugged armor meeting the stringent NATO Stanag 4569 Level 4 ballistic protection standards shields its crew from even the most potent threats. Yet, ASCOD 2 Sabra tank is more than just a brute force. With its command post vehicle, ASCOD 2 Sabra light tank state-of-the-art surveillance and communication system provide unparalleled situational awareness.
And now turning our attention to a different facet of our armored might, let's welcome the armored mortar carrier with its 120mm mounted mortar system, a mobile artillery bastion. The armored mortar carrier with its 120mm mounted mortar system offers a potent combination of mobility, protection, and precision artillery power.
The latest in the inventory of the Army's artillery assets is the Sultan Atmos 155mm self-propelled howitzer, which will boast indirect fire support capabilities.
Next, we have the Marine V-300 Fight Support Vehicle of the Marine Reconnaissance Battalion's light armored vehicle with Cockrell 90mm gun.
The Spider Philippines Air Defense System is the Philippine Air Force's air and defense system, which will protect vital installations and key assets of the country. This is the central control unit of the air and missile defense. It is part of the Air Force Integrated Air Defense alongside the Philippine Air Force Air and Defense System and fighter aircraft for a layered air defense operations.
Following is a rigid hull inflatable boat with 2 machine guns being used by the Naval Special Operations Command. This watercraft is highly utilized as platform to insert, extract, and provide fire support to operating SEAL teams of the Philippine Navy.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just seen a segment of your armed forces of the Philippines pass before you. These soldiers represent every airman, sailor, the Marine, and the foot soldier out there in the field, defending our country from all those who wish to destroy the peace, take away our freedom, and stunt our country's development. Once again, a big hand for the Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Laban Pinas.